What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dark Souls Remastered Let's Play. Last episode we defeated Manus, Father of the Abyss, and made our way down into the Tomb of Giants to take on Nito, the first of the undead. So we're going to continue our way on to him. If we don't... Wow, we just... Okay. We're going to continue on to Nito once I respawn. And, defeat him. And then we simply have... Priscilla in the Painted World, and Gwyndolin back in Anor Londo to defeat, and then we will be taking on Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. I'm just going to try and run past these enemies because I really just don't want to fight them, honestly. It's about the only reason I am. We're just going to make our way past them. So, up here, so you can actually take this helmet off now and put your normal helmet on. But once you come up here, if you have reversed your hollow, Paladin Leroy will appear down there at the end of this walkway as an invading spirit, and you'll have to fight him. But since I did not reverse my hollow, we will continue on and try and get to Nito. I hate these things that come out of the ground, so I'm going to try and just run past them. Looks like we're going to probably have to fight this one. Or not. I'm just going to run past these enemies. Like I said, I don't like fighting these enemies. They're in my opinion, very difficult enemies to fight. And they can just be really annoying. Here with a bunch of these pinwheels, you can kill them and get the other two masks. That you did not get when you fought the initial boss. So keep that in mind. But there are a bunch of these little baby things that will attack you. So you gotta watch out for those as well. And those baby things just keep spawning over and over again. So, I mean, you could use this as a spot to, farm souls by just killing these things over and over again. But they don't give you a whole lot of souls, so it'll take you a while. But as I said, they do continuously spawn. They don't stop spawning. So you can use this as a spot to farm souls. Like I said, I think you can get the other two masks here. Maybe you buy them from the guy that kicked us off the ledge. But if I'm not mistaken, you can get the other two masks here. Yeah, so there's the Mask of the Father. So we're just missing the Mask of the Child now. And if you die to Nito and you come back here, these pinwheels will respawn, so you'll have another chance at getting those masks. So if you don't get the other two that you're missing, your first run through here, you can always come back and get them on a second run through this area. Looks like he didn't drop anything, so... but if I'm not mistaken, I think Patches, that's what his name is, the guy that kicked us off the ledge in Tomb of Giants. If I'm not mistaken, he does sell the masks as well. But right here we have the fog wall for Nito. So I'll bring you right here. You are going to have to drop down, and it is going to do damage to you, just so you're aware. And there's Nito in his giant coffin. There's Nito in all of his might. So... one thing to point out, do not try and go right and get behind him. You want to stay on this side because there's actually 3 giant skeletons back there. And if you go back there, it will trigger them and they will aggro on you and start attacking you. One nice thing about fighting Nito, or with fighting Nito is that these skeletons will get killed by him hitting them as well, although they will come back. If he hits them, they will get killed. So just keep that in mind. He damages them as well. Yeah, I definitely feel like I should not have put this sword down to make it a fire sword. I'm gonna heal real quick. You actually see the outline of one of them there in the back. He's doing an area attack now. It's gonna hit me up. And all of his attacks do hurt those skeletons as well. So, just, you know, if you can always have him kill the skeletons for you, if you really need him to. But as I said, the skeletons will keep coming back as long as Nito's alive. So, that can get annoying. And you do have to hit him in the front too, because although you can't do damage through his, like, cloak that he's got on, or his black cloak. Yeah, so his area attack has a pretty good range. So you do got to get away from him a good ways in order to avoid taking damage from it. But like quite a few of the bosses, he does have some. He's got some pretty easy tells for his attacks. Not terribly hard to dodge. But I got to be careful because I don't want to draw the aggro of those guys. Because I can deal with these small skeletons being here, but if you pull the aggro of those guys, it just becomes that much harder. So there's 3 of them back there. But you can come around back this way a little ways without pulling the aggro. It looks like I might have pulled the aggro of one of them. Oh, I have not seen this attack before. I've never actually gotten grabbed by him. And I don't know if he was doing damage to me, if he was just holding me so the skeletons could do damage. I'm honestly not sure. But I've never seen him do that grab attack before. Trying to run back this way and hopefully get out of range. Nope, didn't get out of range. But we still got plenty of Estus flasks, so not that big of a deal. I went for the grab. Oh, and he got it? What? He just holds it there. Okay, yeah, so it looks like he's the one doing damage to me. As you can see, he's not even doing that much damage, so it's not even that big of a deal. It's more of an annoyance than anything. I'm actually going to use this moment to heal again. But yeah, this is the first time I've fought him where he's actually done a grab attack. It's the first time I've actually seen it. I can't even get away from it in time. So I just have to take the damage. He's doing it again, really. Go ahead and heal while I have the chance. Honestly, I find Nito to be one of the easier boss fights as well. Even though he's got his 3 skeletons right here, and if you go around back, you can aggro the other ones. I've never really had trouble defeating Nito. I don't know if it's just because all of his attacks are pretty telegraphed or what it is, but I've never actually had problems defeating him. And there we have just defeated Gravelord Nito. And with him dead, that is the 4th Lord Soul that we needed. As you can see, we can come around back here. And these giant skeletons that are back here are dead now as well. I don't think there's any items here. I might be thinking of the 3rd Dark Souls where there was an item in one of the boss rooms. But yeah, so Gravelord Nito is dead. That is the last Lord Soul we needed. So if I wanted to, I could actually right now go and fight Gwyn. But as I said, I am going to fight all the bosses, so you guys can see them all. Actually, I'm going to boost my intelligence a little bit. So we can check out that spear. That should be enough for it, right? No, 14, dang it. Do I have any soul items? I do. So I'm going to use these soul items. I know I said not to use them for just leveling up, but I'm going to use them because I really want to see what this spear does. And I'm pretty close to the end of the game anyways. So I'm going to try and use them to get 2 more levels. Why do I keep coming here? To use gain 2 more levels to try and get our intelligence to 14 so we can really see the effects of this spear. Looks like there's 1 level. Because like I said, I've never actually made this spear before. So this is a first for me as well. I don't think I'm going to have enough souls to get to the 2 levels I need. Yeah, so I've got enough for 1 level. I still need another 26,000. So, I said next I would do Priscilla in the Painted World. So we'll make our way over there. And like I said, after Priscilla, we'll fight Gwyndolin. And in order to fight Gwyndolin, since I don't have the ring I need, I'm going to have to... basically what I have to do is attack the princess, which will allow us to fight Gwyndolin. And so I'm just going to run past all these enemies here. Because I'm solely here for the boss fight. And Priscilla is part dragon, so she does have a tail, which I think we saw. And I pointed out when we first came here that you can cut that tail off and get a special weapon from it. So I will be attempting to do that as well. But I don't know how difficult that will be. We are going to have to get past this big armor guy. Okay. So we're past him. Make our way up to the fog wall for Priscilla. He's fast as hell. Holy shit. Go ahead and come in. And you know, like before, we can talk to her. So we're going to come right back here straight to her tail. And she is now invisible, so you need to look for her footprints. She's right here. Ooh. That solid hit on me there. Come on, let me get your tail. You're gonna die anyways. I might end up killing her before I can cut the tail off, just by doing damage to the tail. Alright, she's got a small tail too, which makes it hard to hit. She's going invisible again. I'm going to heal real quick while I have the chance. I need to go over in the snow so I can actually see her footprints. There she is. There we go, got her tail. So we get Priscilla's dagger from her tail. Now we can go ahead and kill Crossbreed Priscilla. And there we have another boss defeated this episode. We're doing great, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing great. Got twin humanities from it. We did get her tail, so we got Priscilla's dagger. And then, you know, just like normal, we come over here and jump off the edge. I'm going to skip the cutscene. Some people have already seen it in the past. And we'll return right here to the outside of the painted world. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to use a homeward bone to get out of here. Mainly because I don't want to fight through all these guys just to leave this area. Which, yes, is going to put us back in the painted world, but then we can just warp from that bonfire. So, one note before I even go up to the princess and attack her. Once you hit the princess, you got to watch out because this firekeeper right here will become hostile. And she'll be sitting right outside of that throne room. And if you kill her, you deactivate this bonfire and you can no longer use it. You can... So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and warp to the Chamber of the Princess. So this is not the only way to be able to fight Gwyndolin. There's a specific ring that you can find down in the catacombs. You know where we were at before we fought Pinwheel? And if you find that ring, you can actually use that ring to fight Gwyndolin, or you can even just join his covenant. But if you do it the way that I'm about to do it, you cannot join his covenant. You cannot. This place goes dark. You cannot bring back from that at all. Nothing like that. So now she's disappeared. We'll get a cutscene here in a second, if I'm not mistaken. Thought you did. There it is.
Thou shalt perish in the twilight of Anor Londo.
So basically what has happened here is we have disrupted the illusion that Gwyndolin has put on this place. So he put an illusion on and put all these guards here and everything like that that we were fighting to keep up the appearance of anybody that might come here that Anor Londo is still, you know, lively and well and nothing's wrong here, when that's not the case. And by us hitting the image of the princess there, we have dispelled that illusion. So as you can see, the sun is no longer here, the moon is out. The entire place is dark. Those giants that we saw around the area are gone, because those were illusions as well. But Silver Knights will still be here because the Silver Knights were not part of the illusion. But yeah, now I'm just going to make my way over to Gwyndolin and we'll go ahead and fight him. And after Gwyndolin is dead, we'll have that'll be every single boss besides, you know, the final boss Gwyn for Dark Souls Remastered. Excuse me. Now to get to Gwyndolin, if I'm not mistaken, we got to push it this way. Go down to the very bottom level. Yeah. Then we go down the stairs here, and there will be a bonfire down here. But if you die, if Gwyndolin kills you during the boss fight, you're going to spawn at your last rested bonfire before this one. So it won't actually spawn you at this bonfire. So like my last rested one was, I think, Chamber of the Princess, so it will spawn me at the Chamber of the Princess, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go ahead and rest here. I'll go ahead and pop some humanities. Just so that way I have, you know, the bonfire maxed out. Never a bad idea. So we'll go ahead and kindle this 2 more times. And since we're getting close to the end of the game, there are 2 different endings to this game. There's one where, you know, that serpent has told us that we need to link the flame. After defeating Gwyn, we can either link the flame, or we can leave and let the flame die. And for the purposes of having a, you know, a more involved cutscene and whatnot, we're gonna let the flame die for this Let's Play. But anybody that would want to see the kindling the flame, you can easily look that up on YouTube. There's plenty of it.
And now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the wounded lord. I am the Dark Sun Gwyndolin. Let the atonement for thy thefts commence.
Okay. So this is the boss area for Gwyndolin. That's Gwyndolin right there. And basically what's going to happen is he's going to keep warping backwards down this hallway while shooting magic attacks at us and shooting his bow at us and doing like stuff like that. And basically you have to make your way up to him. I just died, so you see what I'm talking about with the respawn thing. You have to make your way up to him and deal some damage on him while he's casting his spell to teleport backwards. Now this hallway is not infinitely long, it's just very long. So you can't actually get him all the way back to that side. I've never actually gotten him back that far. So I don't know if he just makes his way back again or what. But yeah, there is an ending to that hallway. As you can see, instead of warp putting me down at the bonfire right before him, it put me back at this bonfire. And this is kind of like, this is his way of, you know, making us atone for our sins that we have caused. So basically, you know, if he kills us, we don't get to spawn right there at the bonfire right in front of his boss room. Really, it's not that big of a deal. The only thing is you have to I don't even know why I came this way. So I'm actually just going to jump off the edge, because we can just warp back down to his bonfire. But that figure right over there is the firekeeper for the Anor Londo bonfire. So if you get too close to her, she'll aggro on you and start attacking you. So I killed myself right here, because I forgot that you can just warp to his bonfire from the Anor Londo bonfire. So I'll just do that instead. He just warps to the Dark Tomb, or the Dark Moon Tomb, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. Next episode should be the finale. We'll defeat Gwyndolin, and then we'll go on to defeat Gwyn himself, the final boss of the game. Thank you guys for joining. If you've enjoyed the episodes, if you enjoyed this episode and have enjoyed this series so far, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, where you can watch the finale of Dark Souls Remastered. Till then, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.